Organizers in Tucson are working to collect signatures for a proposed ordinance allowing them to become Arizona's first sanctuary city. But the ordinance is already facing controversy. Cronkite News reporter John Cardinale is joining us live with more on the heated debate. John?
The Southern Presbyterian Church in Tucson is known as the birthplace of the sanctuary city movement back in the 1980s. But now, decades later, Tucson is trying to become Arizona's first sanctuary city if one local organization gets its way.
When you really analyze what SB 1070 meant to all of Arizona, you start realizing that this is just the very first step into building an Arizona where we're all thriving.
Zaira Olivier is the woman behind the People's Defense Initiative, pushing, they say, to make Tucson a more inclusive and welcoming city for everyone. ACLU attorney Billy Peard helped draft the proposed ordinance. No easy feat considering Arizona laws like SB 1070.
So one example that, to my knowledge, has never been appeared anywhere else in other city ordinances is a provision that would prohibit local police officers from conducting certain types of law enforcement activities, so that it essentially limits the degree to which local police and Border Patrol can collaborate.
The proposed ordinance is already raising eyebrows with some local lawmakers, like Arizona House Representative John Kavanaugh, putting its legality in doubt.
Arizona law requires police officers, if they have reasonable suspicion to believe that a person is in the country illegal, and it's practical to do so, to detain that person, question them, and if they believe the person is here illegally, to call ICE. So the Tucson ordinance would be mandating that police officers break state law.
Phoenix attorney Josh Nunez says what still remains from SB 1070 will make it difficult for the initiative, if passed, to be implemented.
If the officer who's investigating some other crime and comes to believe, given the totality of the circumstances, that the individual is here unlawfully, then at that point he would be allowed to ascertain the legal status and would be allowed to contact ICE. And so the question is, does this initiative preclude that? And I don't think it does.
It's for me personally.
Peard says despite the potential challenges, there are no plans right now to revise the initiative.
Well, the language that you have in your hand is the language that will be put before the voters in November if we obtain enough signatures to qualify for the ballot.
If the people of Tucson vote in favor of the initiative, then I think it might stand a challenge, a constitutional challenge. And that is because there is enough ambiguity in the way it's written to allow for a lot of interpretation and allow it to stand. If anything, this is going to end up in litigation, obviously. There's going to be a lawsuit, and we'll see what the courts decide.
Currently, the People's Defense Initiative has around 2,000 signatures. They will need roughly 9,000 signatures by June in order to put it to voters on the November ballot. In downtown Phoenix, John Cardinale, Cronkite News.